social work with individuals and families. So first, let's discuss the history of social casework. So the historical evolution of social casework is a method of helping people individually through a one-to-one relationship. So casework gani, we are referring to a 1v1 worker and then usa ka client na relationship. So it is used by professionally trained social workers in social work agencies to help people with their problems of social functioning. So of course, it is understood that when we talk about social work in general, we are helping people with problems of social functioning. But casework in particular is a method nga one-to-one siya yun kaysa individual gid siya nga client. So when we talk about problems of social functioning, these are the situations concerned with social roles and their performance. So how did social casework begin? So back then, during the ancient times, people already had this idea nga mutabang sila sa each other sa pagsulbad sa ilang mga problema. So, in fact, before ang mga religions, gina-encourage ang pagtabang sa mga pobre o sa mga tao nga need og tabang. So, ano sa man siya ni take shape ang social work as a profession? It was during the late 19th and early 20th century. So, the social work of Saint Vincent de Paul and Saint Ozanam in the 16th, 17th, and 19th century was considered remarkable in the history of social casework. So, sila ang usa sa mga nag-start sa art of friendly visiting slash what we call now as home visit to individualize people at home. So, German systems pag 18th and 19th centuries pod were more about controlling sa mendicancy, meaning ang pagkontrol sa mga beggars rather than ang actual nga pagtabang o pagtuon about sa individuals, but still naman gihapon tayo napupo nga data ni on social conditions and on behavior regardless on the difference sa reason why this was done. So, how did social work in the United States start? So, this can be traced back to the late 19th century, wherein charity work was done by local churches and community groups, hoping to meet the needs of the poor. So, some of the first social work interventions in the US, kay para siya nga ma-meet ang basic human needs sa mga katawhan, nga gitagaan og dakong bili ang paghatag og suporta, assistance, and mga resources sa mga pamilya ug komunidad nga naglisod. So, dinhi nga time sa US, nagsugod ang progressive movement era, and many progressive-minded individuals began to speak out about social injustices tungod sa Industrial Revolution. So, during this time, sa Industrial Revolution, a lot of people were also coming from rural areas, even in the US, to the big cities to find work because of the rise in industry, di ba? Industry meaning katong mga factory, pag-create og mga nga butang. So during this time, no, so daghan na og mga tao nga napunta sa cities, and it actually created a huge shift in the way the societies were formed. Kay the same way as mingon ta nga daghan na kay tao sa mga syudad, no, compared sa probinsya, di ba, lahi og way of living. So dinhi mugawas ang Gemeinschaft o Gesellschaft. So, many major cities wanted to attract business, right? So, taxation was kept to a minimum. So, ano, mingon kita nga gipagamyan ang buhi sa usa ka syudad tungod ni nga gusto tag managhan ng investors, right? Because if ang negosyo gani, mingon ka nga, dako kayo og buhis, for example, ha, modern day example, dako kayo og buhis sa upon. So, because of that, daghan og mga tao nga dili ganahan magnegosyo sa upon / Lapu-Lapu City is because mahal ang buwis. So it's so expensive. So you spend most of your income on taxes, right? But during this time, so a lot of major cities wanted to attract more investors. So the tax was kept to a minimum. That means, gamay ganing buhis nga makuha ang city, gamay na lang pud og income ang city nga maka-provide og social services unta sa mga pobre. So this lack of protection for the most vulnerable Americans caused progressives to criticize the lack of government intervention and involvement in social welfare. So with that, we also moved to the settlement house movement. So what is a settlement house? So this was a movement that called for a social reformation of America. So with the rise of the Industrial Revolution, the plight of the poor called many to the movement and ushered in the helping hands of early social workers, which they weren't called social workers back then. So Stanton Coit founded the first settlement house in the University Settlement in New York City's Lower East Side in 1886 after he toured settlement houses of England. So the US was inspired by social work practices in England, so they created settlement houses in the US cities. So Jane Addams, an educated upper middle class woman from Illinois, she founded the Hull House in 1889 in Chicago after she bought this house from Charles Hull. So this was a successful settlement house this because it was located in an area that was largely populated by poor working immigrants. So ang mga tao nga tig-adtuay sa Hull House, itagaan sila multiple services like daycare, night kindergarten didto, na library, art classes, adult literacy courses, music, and various other facilities. So she was inspired by her visit to Toynbee Hall in London. So after she finished college, she went there and she was inspired to return home and start a similar organization. So this was um, the time nga ni-create siya sa Hull House. So this was not the first settlement house in the US, but it did become one of the most well-known, if not the most well-known. So in 1877, the US established their version of the Charity Organization Society, or COS, led by this woman here, Josephine Shaw Lowell. So ang aim sa katunga society was to find out the ways and means of helping the poor and needy, and thus to organize individualized service. So casework-oriented sila, no? So the society used volunteers na ilang kitawag og friendly visitors who were kind-hearted people nga ni-visit o poor families para ma-assess ang ilang mga panginahanglanon ug makahatag og tabang, giya ug abiso. So they made their visits in an act of charity and they didn't expect any monetary rewards, but they were just intended to collect data about needy individuals and families and to help them after assessing what they need. So who do we consider the first professional? The first professional was Mary Richmond, and she was born in Illinois in 1861, but she was raised by her grandmother in Baltimore, Maryland, after her parents died at a young age. So she came from a poor background. She worked as a bookkeeper after finishing high school for several years, as she did not have the chance to attend college. She eventually applied for a position sa COS in 1889, and she eventually became the first woman general secretary. So she was very good at her job. She demonstrated her qualities as a leader, teacher, and practical theorist. And she was very good at explaining the mission and purpose of the organization, because she also worked as a friendly visitor, as well as raised money to support the services of COS. Okay, so Mary Richmond's lasting impact on social work comes from her commitment to ensuring families received appropriate services. So what was her job? Unsa yung impact sa social work? So she wrote the book Social Diagnosis in 1917, and she was one of the first people to professionalize the practice of social work through a more scientific method of identifying needs and provision of resources. So she created this book on casework to identify a systematic and methodological way to document and diagnose clients. So she said, when people are sick, we can cure them. When they are bad, we can try to reform them. But when people are out of work, there is only one effective remedy, and that is real work with real wages. So who are the other significant personalities in casework? We have Juan Luis Vives. He was a Spanish humanist and educational reformer. He blended Aristotelianism and Stoicism with Christianity. He was a writer who did a lot of work on philosophy and psychology, as well as religion. And he was a known pacifist. So he wrote a lot of books about social concerns, which included international politics. So next is Thomas Chalmers. He was born in Anstruther, Scotland. He was a Presbyterian teacher, and he devoted much of his time to teaching mathematics in St. Andrews. He strongly was against the poor in his local parish, the Church of Scotland, to rely on the official poor relief organized by the city council. Kay he believed nga ang public assistance kuno kay maka-create og demotivation among the poor nga mangita og trabaho and to use your own resources kay magsalig daw sila. So he was convinced that local solidarity and mutual support among communities and neighborhoods kay mas effective kuno compared sa pagsigig hatag og ayuda sa gobyerno. So he was also one of the first to create the idea of friendly visiting nga ginagamit na og maayo sa social work in the US. Third is, of course, Jane Addams, the pioneering American social worker known for her progressive humanitarian efforts in the early 20th century in the United States. She founded Hull House with her friend Ellen Starr, and she was also a Nobel Peace Prize winner. So we also have, of course, Mary Ellen Richmond, who wrote Social Diagnosis in 1917, who constructed the foundations for the scientific methodology development of professional social work. So she is the mother of social casework, whereas si Jane Addams kaya ang mother of social work. Okay, we have, of course, Miss Helen Harris Perlman. She pioneered the Chicago School of Social Work, arguing that many people kuno in crisis needed short-term solutions sometimes rather than long-term Freudian analysis. So she was a social worker who worked for the Jewish Social Service and was compelled by the stories of those she helped, spending 18 years as a caseworker at various institutions. And she is most well known for her problem solving process, which we will discuss later. Miss Amy Gordon Hamilton was a practitioner, educator, consultant, and writer whose works included theory and practice of social casework, profoundly influenced the development of the casework theory. She was an editor-in-chief of Social Work from 1956 until 1962. And then, of course, we have the Daughters of Charity of St. Vincent de Paul. So they were originally founded in France in 1633 by, of course, St. Vincent de Paul and St. Louis de Marillac. But they were founded in the U.S. through Sister Elizabeth Ann Seton in Emmitsburg, Maryland in 1809, wherein they created the Daughters of Charity in 1850 there in the U.S. So they were focused on social ministry work and education, and they were the first sisterhood founded in the U.S. So in the Philippines, the Daughters of Charity founded the Asilo de la Milagrosa, which we now have in Gorordo Ave. So in the Philippines, how did casework begin? So this was the very first professional method of social work intervention that was practiced, of course. So it was introduced in the Philippines in 1917 by the Associated Charities of Manila. So today, even until today, casework remains the major method of social work intervention used by social work agencies in the Philippines. And the overall goal is to achieve some improvement in the person's social functioning by bringing about change in his economic and social living or environment. So what is social casework? So in 1917, through her book, Mary Richmond defined casework as the art of bringing about better adjustment in social relationships of individuals. So Mary Richmond, despite introducing the professionalization and systematic methodology, called casework as an art. Okay, so there's an intricacy to it. And then Helen Harris Perlman in 1957 defined casework as a process used by certain human welfare agencies to help individuals to cope more effectively with their problems on social functioning. So again, it's about adjustment, coping with problems that exists in the individual. So Esther Villoria says, it is a helping process that consists of a variety of practices that may include the giving of material assistance, referrals to other community facilities, rendering emotional and psychological support, expressions of acceptance and reassurance, making suggestions, appropriately advising, encouraging individuals to express their feelings, encouraging them to affect their plans, assisting individuals to narrate and examine their situation, and or working out within consideration and better understanding of the causal connection between his present attitudes and mode of adjustment with past experiences. So daghan kayo involvement with casework according to Miss Esther over here. So from Felix Bistik, nag-start ta og 7 principles of casework. So first, acceptance. Of course, you cannot work with your client if in the first place you do not accept where they are and who they are. Okay? Next, we have individualization. So with acceptance also comes the acceptance that each person is unique and each person is an individual, that despite being in the same situation, having the same problems, their individuality makes their own perception of the problem also unique. Third is a non-judgmental attitude based on the belief that social work does not include assigning guilt or innocence to the client. So part of that is acceptance, right? So we also accept that the person is who they are, and because of that, we cannot judge them for who they are and what they've done and how they have dealt with their problems. So fourth, confidentiality. Of course, in a client worker relationship, there must be trust. And with trust comes confidentiality or the preservation of private information which concerns the client because this is also related to safety aside from trust. Five, controlled emotional involvement. So the worker's sensitivity to the client's feelings. So you must have a neutral standpoint. You do care about the client, but that doesn't mean nga magpa-affect sa jud maayo nila. Because you have a purpose why you are working with them. Sixth is client self-determination, the recognition of the client's right and need to have freedom in making their own choices and decisions. So as a social worker, despite having authority and perhaps even more knowledge, that also doesn't mean na ikaw na lang po ang magbuot sa client. Seven, purposeful expression of feelings. To deny a client the opportunity to express their feelings, fears, hopes, and hostility is a refusal to deal with a total person. Okay? So you must allow the client to be themselves. So the basic concepts when it comes to casework, first we have social roles or role theory, right? So the total of the culture patterns associated with a particular status. So naatay how a person perceives and interprets various types of expectations and how a person perceives himself through his self-concept. So naatay, when it comes to role theory, naatay role incongruity, role congruity, so on and so forth. Naatay role conflict, role ambiguity, kanang way klaro, role strain, role identity, and so on. So we have first prescribed role. So unsa ni siya, meaning kato ni siyang mga role nga gi expect from you from society. So mingon kang as a daughter you are expected to be obedient, mingon ka as a social worker you are expected to be competent. Napod tay subjective role, so how do you perceive your role? Okay? And then enacted role is basically how do you do your role. So second concept, mode of adaptation. So na flight, meaning may ka, you escape. Naapod tayo pairing, entering into a dependent and solace-seeking relationship with another person who is perceived as stronger. And then naapoy people nga mahimong apathetic, walay paki, resigned, very into themselves, mentally disoriented, maango, naapoy hyperactive, no aligaga when it comes to extreme situations. Naapoy ego, part of the mind that senses and adapts to the real world. So a client overwhelmed with anxiety apparently uses defenses. This is based on the Freudian analysis. Naatay defenses like projection, naay defenses like denial, displacement, and reaction formation. Stress. Stressful situations involves personally or socially unsatisfactory adaptation to problems that are beyond observation as personal and social imbalances. Is And then five, the client's capacity to use casework help. So when we enter into a client worker relationship using the casework method, we look at the client's capacity nga makabenefit ba sila sa casework. First, emotional aspect. Can the client be able to relate to another? Can the client perceive with their eyes and other sensing organs what the other seems like? And can they respond appropriately to what their senses convey to them? Can their responses to the worker as a helping partner be relevant? Positive ba ang inyong relationship as a worker and a client? Next, sa relationship aspect, ang perception sa reality sa client, yun sa niya pag-relate, imo nang tanawon. Ang account sa client sa relationship niya with other persons sa iyang current nga life, yun sa niya pag-describe, no? Kung sa mga concerns and feelings niya bahin sa uban. He brings perception and pliability to interpersonal encounters rather than a fixed pattern of response. So ideally, ang imong client maka-view pod sa perception or sa point of view sa lain tao and not necessarily nga ilaha is ilaha ra gyud. Otherwise, this becomes an issue. Next, the client should be able to admit to having feelings rather than having insistently to deny or project them. So, whatever the client feels, mo relate ni siya sa katong purposeful expression of feelings. Whatever the client feels, whatever the client thinks, may it be positive or negative, they can accept na naa sila feelings. Okay? And they must also be aware of it. Next, social intelligence, essential features. One, perceptive ba ang client? Self-aware ba sila? Are they ready or can they see nga the problem is not only about themselves but also their relationship to the agency and to the caseworker? Second, ability to communicate both within oneself and to others. Can they express? Third, attention ability. Can they pay attention to an idea or problem and show interest and motivation in it? And lastly, physical, very easy to assess. Kaman sa siguro nimo kung naay capacity ang client or wala. May require consultation with a physician and joint work with related disciplines for problem solving. So what are the components of a relationship in a client-worker relationship? First, the reality, of course, it's realistic, objectives, perception of existing condition or situation. And then anti-transference. So when the client displaces on the worker any particular feelings that they have experienced before towards family members or other people they are close to. So dili na siya conscious and of course it's not real. Okay, it's just a projection. It can be either positive, like you remind me of my mother that I trust very much. Or perhaps mingon po ng client negative or you remind me of my abuser or something like that. And then counter-transference, the opposite. So it is the carrying over of workers' particular feelings to a person in the worker's past and applying them to the client. Mingan ba ron ang worker nga, hala, oy, kanang ibabaan kayo akong client, she reminds me of my mother. Ganun, pretty sad. So, unsay components sa casework matod ni Helen Harris Perlman. So, din hinata mo balik sa iyahang 4 Ps. So, first, person. It is viewed as a product of inherited and constitutional makeup in a continuous transaction with potent persons and forces in life experiences. So, ang person ko no, usa ko no siya sa produkto sa inherited, meaning ginakuha nimo sa imong ginikanan, and constitutional, meaning the institutions that you are part of, nag-continue sila transact, interact with each other, with potent persons and forces in particular sa imong immediate system, and creating life experiences that does form you as the product. So it can also be either a man, a woman, or child who finds himself or is found to be in need of help. Of course, person/client, mo iniduol nimo kanang tabang. Okay? So natay multidimensional approach. First, this is based on the belief that human behavior is dynamic. When we say human behavior is dynamic, meaning sige ni siya kausab, sige siya ka-influence, and you are also influencing others, right? So your personality is developed through internal and external forces. So we are influenced by the interaction of 3 factors: person, environment, and time. So you as a person is part of an environment, and this environment is also affected by time. Okay? So, the person, biological, na aspect ni mga physio, na psycho, na social, and spiritual. You, right? The environment, pwede ka apil kag family, apil kag neighborhood, community, social structure, clan, tribo, pwede sad. And then for the time, na constant, trend, cycle, shift, time orientation, pace of time, and life events. So, types of clients, na walk-in, katong ang client mo ay mismo mga ikabang, na ay referred or involuntary, na apoy reach out ng worker ang mangita sa client o mo-offer og tabang. Pinakasayon nga katrabaho ng client mao ang walk-in, kay meaning ning acknowledge sila nga need sila tabang. Phases of interviewing. So, to get to know a person or the client, of course, you must know how to interview. What are the phases? So, na beginning, middle, and ending. So, always remember nga, ang interviews dapat flexible and fluid siya because even though you do have some data you want to get out of them, you also must remember that there is a human element to it. And sometimes, no matter how structured you may want the interview to be, it's not always going to go your way. So it also requires the worker to gently guide the process, and the worker does not take control away from the client. So let them speak. Okay? So what are the components of starting an interview? Of course, you must greet the client, recognize that they need assistance, thank them for seeking help. It's a big step that they are even courageous enough to ask. And then let them state their purpose, explore and clarify their expectations, what you can and cannot do, and then meet each other there. Bottom morning. So, second component, problem. So, it is simply, ang problema nga ginaatubang sa client sa iyang current life situation, nga nakadisturbo na gyud in town sa iya, kay to the point nga nangayo na siya tabang. Okay? So, it is some need which has not been met and has caused some disequilibrium or difficulty in the individual's functioning. So, it must affect them significantly enough. So, a worker cannot possibly overemphasize the point that effective work depends on appropriate problem identification. Kung sa interview pa lang ganidaan wrong na ang problem or dili enough ang inyong pag-identify sa problema, meaning you will find it hard to properly address whatever it is that must be addressed. So dapat kamong duha, worker and the client, must work together nga mas spelling yun ninyo what is the problem and what causes it. So naay different kinds of problems. First, ang presenting. Presenting meaning unsa nga problema ang hinungdan nga ning adto ang client sa agency. Second, working problem. So para ninyo, given nga naay presenting problem, unsa man ang problema or parte sa problema nga pinakauna ninyong pwede malihok, pwede ninyong masulbaran. Naapod tay ikatulo, wala na butang diri sa slides, but ang underlying problem. So unsa may mga mingon ta precursor why the presenting problem even occurred. So naay times nga ang working problem dili siya same sa presenting problem. And most of the time, ang presenting problem, dili gyud na pareha sa underlying problem. Naapod tayo miingon ta nga ang underlying problem is not always the working problem, no? But it can also be. So depende man, i-assess man na ninyo. So starting with the client perceived problem may not be so easy if ang client daghan kay problema, no? So asa man ta sa techniques na to ana. First, partialization. Sa kadaghang problema sa client ato sa siyang i-breakdown sa nato, no? And then naapod tayo prioritization. So given nga na breakdown na nato ang problema sa client, unsa may pinakauna nga need nato i-address or unsa pinakauna nga pwede nato ma-address dali-dali. So dinhaan mo gawas ang ato ang working problem first. So according to Leonor Serafica de Guzman, there are different problem typologies. What are the types of problems? First, problem of livelihood. So walay panginabuhian or dili enough ang ilahang panginabuhian nga makasuporta sa ilang basic nga pangangailangan sa kinabuhi. Second, difficulty of role performance. So naa sila social role nga di nila mabuhat or di nila mabuhat well enough. So mingon baron ka nga palpak siya pagkainahan. Oh, learn. So third, difficulty in interpersonal relationships. So na mga issues between, let's just say, husband and wife. Ana baron. So the difficulty arises out of the relationship between the two individuals where the behavior of one is not acceptable or irritates the other, but neither can withdraw easily. So, especially sa case sa Pilipinas no nga. Lisod man mag-divorce, walang ganon. So, makakos yun nag-difficulty ang away mag-asawa. Fourth, problem of social transition. So if naay mga abrupt or even dili abrupt but mga changes in life, no, sa individual, like for example nabiyudo ka, no, nabiyuda ka, naay mawagtang imuhang bana baron mo larga kay mag-OFW or butang ta lang ma-displace mo mga ingana nga butang, so it can also cause issues within you. 5, dissatisfaction in social relations. So basin naa kay asawa, pero di mo feel na contented ka, pwede po na siya mahog na dissatisfaction. 6, problem with formal organization. Perhaps you're part of a formal organization and you have an issue, like let's say labor issues. Naapod tayo impact of natural calamities and social unrest. Of course, in the Philippines, naghan ng natural calamities. So, given na yun na nga na I need for more commodities, distressful experiences, trauma, dislocation, and so on. 8, reactive emotional distress. So, na-stress ang client about a situation. So, for example, namatyan ka o loved one. Of course, stressful na for you. So, makakause po na siya problem. 9, the problem of borderline pathology. So perhaps ang client na ay signs of pathology, and although in touch gyapon sila sa reality, no, but naa lang gyud ma-affect sa ilahang issues o sa ilang functioning. For example, depression. Most problems that clients kuno bring to the agency for help are multifaceted and dynamic in nature. So I think it's very rare that one client comes to an agency and states a problem nga very easily solvable, right? E kung ingon, even gani mo ingon ta nga na client mo dool ka mangayog assistance sa ilang education, na magyud na multifaceted problem in the first place nganong nangayo sila tabang for assistance sa pag-eskwela. So naay kapobrehon, nganong naa may kapobrehon, perhaps daghan kay sila mag-igsuon, or perhaps ang iyang ginikanan in taon mag-uumara, dili enough ang ilang sweldo para sa ilahang pag-eskwela, or perhaps mahal iyang kurso, no, basiga dentistry siya, basiga pilot siya, ewan ko. So daghan og reasons, no, so naapoy kuan nga basig single mother iyang mama. So multifaceted and dynamic, meaning nagasige siya usab and daghan og factors nga nung ni-exist na nga presenting problem. So therefore, ang worker ng client dapat mag-partialize sila nga asa lang sa nga part sa kani nga problema ang ilang masulbaran, ilang taganog atensyon. Problems experienced by human beings tend to have chain reactions. So, obvious naman sa siguro sa problem tree analysis palang daan nga magsunod-sunod gyud na ang problema. So, kung ang imong mama patungta lang nabuntis og sayo, nabuntis siya at 16 years old, naundang siya sa pag-eskwela, o pag siya barugi sa imong baby daddy, so ang may tabo is hindi na siya ka-work dayon. So, giutong kaniya, gipangataw kaniya sa kalibutan, naglisod naman siya pangitag trabaho because of course you exist. So, ang ending nag-maid na lang siya, imbis sayang unta kay bright siya, wa siya ka mag-skwela. So, nag-domestic helper na lang siya noon, ato siya Manila, ganun. And then, ikaw, maglisod po kag-eskwela, kay imong mama rin nagabuhi ni mo. And then, nabuntis na sa imong mama. So, daghan ng issues nga magsunod-sunod ang chain reaction, okay? Third, any problem that a person encounters has both an objective and subjective significance. So, ang problema, pwede nimo tan-awon sa objective nga paagi, no? Naapoy subjective nga factor, ana, kay human element man gyapon. Fourth, not only do the external and internal aspects of the problem coexist, but either one may be the cause of the other. 5, whatever the nature of the problem brought to the social agency, kung unsa man ang problema nga gidala sa client ngadto sa agency, naa gyud nay accompanied and accompanying nga complication tungod client siya. Ganun. As simple as that. So, third component of casework according to Perlman, place. So, ang place mao ni ang social welfare agency nga either gisat up sa government or isa kanin siya ka NGO nga gitalaga para mag-deal sa social and personal problems of an individual human being nga naga-experience og problem sa mag-manage sa ilang personal nga kinabuhi. So, ang social worker dinhi na bilong sa agency. And ang social worker responsable sa paghatag sa kliyente og resources nga ilang gikinahanglan. So, unsa may pwede nga sources of support, government, natay private, naputay semi-government. So, ang fourth nga component sa casework ang process. So, ang helping phase kuno na ay tulo, beginning, middle, ug ending. Sa beginning, dinhi nga time nga mag-ila-ila ang client ug ang worker. So, testing period of establishing the relationship and determining whether the client is eligible for help. Kay na may times nga ang client mo tog agency niya, ang ilang client, ilang problema dako jud kaayo nga di na gyud madagsulbad sa inyong agency. That's time you have to just be straight up and say you cannot help them, or this might be the wrong agency, and just refer them to someone else or to somewhere else, no? And there's also a part ani nga ang final output manggod sa beginning phase is that mag-agree mo kamong duha, client and worker, nga mo dunganay mo og magtinabangay mo sa pagtrabaho sa problema. So this is where the client becomes a client. Ang steps sa assessment ug planning na fall sa beginning phase. So, unsa may mga responsibility and tasks sa social worker during the beginning? First, you must convey a caring attitude. Of course, dapat makasabot ka and magpamati ka sa pain o problema sa client. Second, establish and maintain rapport, and you adjust your style, of course, based on the client's language, tone, and tempo. Third, gather information. Make sure you get accurate individual and family assessments. para ma-identify nimo ang mga issues nga nag-exist sa client o sa iyang environment, as well as strengths, weaknesses, and the overall direction you want to go to. Fourth, educating clients about the helping process. So, dapat kibalo sa gyud ang client sa proseso. No? And then 5, contracting to prioritize targets of attention. Magsinabutay mo unsa may mutual goals ninyo, unsay roles sa usa tasks nga nila ninyo buhaton so that you can work towards solutions. And 6, you motivate the client nga mo commit yun sa ilahang transformation. Second, middle phase. So this is the phase nga ang worker kong client mag-start na og buhat sa ilang isig-isig nga roles and responsibilities para mabuhat nilang ilang mga goals. So dapat flexible mong duha and adaptable mo duha during this period. So ang intervention step ang mo fall ani nga phase. So tasks sa social worker. Work 1, working with rather than on or for the client. So kamong duha ang maglihok. Second, clarify misconceptions and creating an ongoing internal and external safe house. So if na mga issues here and there inyo nang ginasulbad. Third, convincing clients that you understand their suffering. So dapat ipasabot yun mo sa clients na I feel you, I understand where you're coming from, and that we are gonna work on this together. Fourth, recognizing clients as their own best key resource. So you must motivate the client na sila mismo ang makasulbad sa ilahang problema and that they are a good resource on their own. 5, if walay resource, mag-create. 6, create individualized techniques designed to match clients' style and their situation. So obviously, based on the principle of individualization, each client will be different. So as a social worker, you are supposed to create techniques no nga, will match however your client acts. 7, you reinforce the client's competence, you strengthen their coping abilities, and you increase their capacity to solve problems without you in the future. Third is the ending phase. So, diri ma-fall ang evaluation and termination. So, this is the achieving phase. Kaya din gyud dapat makitaan ang positive changes sa clients. So, although nag-include diri ang termination, so this does not follow that the client-worker relationship is put to an end without regards to the goals. So, dapat naapoy continuation, referral, or transfer if absolutely necessary. So, unsa may tasks na to ani? First, translating understanding into action. So, dapat ma-assess na po sa client and ma-reflect na niya what has transpired and they must feel happy about that. Second, you deal with force that blocks learning, no, and creates barriers to action. And then you anticipate any positive and negative consequences of change. You prepare for ending the relationship, adjust to irremediable conditions. Namang yung mga butang wala na tayong magagawa. No, so you must help them adjust to that. And 5, terminate the process of analyzing and resolving dependency issues. So, dapat dili na magsalik yung client, ani. Then, what is the helping process in social work vis-a-vis the problem-solving process? So, unsa may nakalahi, no? So, moingon tag helping process o problem-solving process. So, kay most of the time, social work literature speaks of the same principles and theoretical framing. However, dapat masabtan na to nga sa pag-work na to sa ka multifaceted client, ang component of relationship or rapport that has to be established should be taken priority, nga man. So, ang problem-solving process nag-entail sa cognitive and scientific-based process, no? But ang helping process mo ni siya ang all-encompassing part nga mag-include sa problem-solving process o sa mismo nga relationship and rapport ninyo. So, ang helping process, dinhi siya, kung nag-iingon nga, na part sa basis no, kung whether or not successful ang inyong helping process is ang inyong problem-solving process ra po gihapon. So, unsa may kuan ni according to De Guzman no mo ni iyahang processes sa pag-help, identify ang problem, gather data, create a diagnostic assessment, plan the solution, implement, evaluate, and terminate. Ang kang Mendoza pod assess, plan, intervene, evaluate, and terminate. Okay? So ang helping process, nag-start na kuno na the moment ang person mo adto sa social agency niya, gi-accept na nimo as client. Okay, so this is called intake. It is the process by which a potential client achieves the status of a client. So an intake is because the worker already should conduct an interview grounded from their holistic knowledge on human behavior and social environment. So, unsa may sources of information according to De Guzman? First, you interview the client himself. They must be the primary source, of course, kay sila may nag-experience sa problem. Second, interview those significantly involved in the situation. May nga baron ka family members, partner nila, mga anak nila, close friends, enemies even. Third, records and documents. And then fourth, tests and examinations. For Mendoza Food, one, still pareha sila nga primary client yun ang source. Second, secondary sources like family, close people. Third, existing data, prior records. Four, ang observation mismo sa worker. So sa fourth sila nalahi. Kay gitagaan ni Dalmali og kabugaton ang worker. Okay? So mayroon tag principle of parsimony. Unsa may pasabot ani? So pag collect natin natong data, kato na mga relevant atong panghuaon, wala na to kuhaon to mga wala na po'y gamit. Okay? So first step, assessment. It is the appraisal of a situation and the people involved in it. So it must be holistic, right? So you identify what is the presenting problem, and then di mo na po nang makitaan kung unsay working and underlying eventually. So you gather all the information you can get and you put it into a coherent picture of the client in their environment. So this serves as the basis for the rest of the casework process. Okay, without an assessment, you will not know what help to give. Okay? So the multidimensionality of assessment. Ang human problem mismo is complex, right? There's an interplay of many factors. Rarely do problems reside solely nga tungod lang sa individual or tungod lang sa environment. Most of the time, it is because of the both of these nga nag-reciprocal interaction sila. So sa pag-conduct ni mong assessment, dapat ang social worker daghan og nahibaw-an about the client o sa mga sistema kung diin ang client maparte. Okay? So, according to McMahon, unsa man ang components of an assessment statement? First, ang opening causal. So, dapat kuno isulti sa social worker kinsay na ay problema, nganong nag-exist na nga problema. And then, ang judgment about the urgency or seriousness of the problem. And then, change potential statement kung posible ba nga mausab ang client, ang problem, or ang environment. Second step, planning. So, mo na ni siya ang link, bridge ni siya between sa imuhang assessment ug ang mismo nga intervention. So, without planning, isod na sad mag-intervention. Okay, mo tayo mag-unsa ta. So, ang first step sa planning, ang formulation of a goal. Okay, so now that you know what is the problem, what are the things causing the problem, for example, then you create the goal. What do you want to achieve? So goals and contracts are products of the assessment process. Unsa man ang goal, it is a problem turned upside down. So specify unsay wish sa clients nga gusto nila ma-accomplish o unsay mga kinahanglanon para mabuhat ni. So the planning is a statement that describes an intent. So where do we want to be at the end of the process? Goals must relate to the desired results sought for by the clients. Third, intervention. So once na nakaya assessment, maka-create, maka-plan, mag-intervention na mo. So this is a step of the helping process ng action na gid ni siya, no? So involves the rendering of all the specific and interrelated activities and services appropriate to the given situations as guided by the different models and approaches in social work. So, unsa may interventive roles sa social worker in direct practice? First, resource provider. So, kung unsay naa sa agency nga resources, the social worker can provide it, mostly material aid and other resources to the client. Second, social broker. So, outside sa agency nga resources, you will also help the client negotiate the service jungle, whether singly or in groups. So you link or connect the client to other needed services in the community. So ang referral, ang basic activity nga ginabuhat ani nga role. Third, transfer. Pwede po ang client i-transfer ninyo sa lain nga worker within the agency or referral, the client is referred to another agency because the client's need is beyond the agency's resources and capacities. Third, networking. So ang linkages of the worker's efforts at establishing and maintaining relationships with other community entities. Fourth, mediators. So to avoid bigger conflict, ang social worker mo act as intermediary or conciliator between two persons or sides para makita sila og common ground. Five, advocate. So ang social worker mo stand in behalf of the client. Okay, so naa siya cause nga gipaglaban. Sixth, enabler. You empower the client. System involves the social worker in interventive activities that will facilitate ang ilahang strengths. Seventh, counselor or therapist. So pag-restore sa functioning sa client and maintenance of their capacity to adapt or adjust. So what are the interventive roles beyond direct practice? One, you mobilize the community elite. So katong mga haves, you will ask for help nga makatabang sila sa mga have-nots. Second, documenter or social critique. So the worker documents the need for more adequate social welfare policies and programs based on their experience and knowledge about the inadequacies or deficiencies sa mga nag-exist na nga policies. And then third, they can also advocate for policy or program change. So now let's talk about the models and approaches for working with individuals and families. First, the direct provision model by Schneiderman Leonard. So example is ang AIX, right? So ang goal sa direct provision model is ang pag-enhance sa social functioning sa client sa paghatag nila og material aid nga magamit nila sa pag-eliminate or pag-reduce sa ilang situational deficiencies. So ang kaning material aid nga ihatag sa through the direct provision model makatabang sa client sa pag-address sa unsay mga kakulangan nga gi-experience nila karon. So also known as resource provision. So dili ni siya necessarily dole out or pag mismo lang nga paghatag, no? Kaya naa man gyapon yung process sa pag-identify ani. Second, the intersession mediation model. So, pag-negotiate sa service jungle. So, social worker as the broker. So, the worker connects or links the client to the needed services within the system of care until ang client maka-avail sa services na kinahanglan. Okay? Third, mobilizing the resources of the client to change their social reality. So, ang client mismo na ay resources. Immobilize nimo ang client, ang resources nga naa na sa client kay para maka-address sila sa ilahang problem. So, based on the belief nga problems are not always due to personal inadequacies. So, sometimes dili man sa client, but kundi sa social reality ang issue. So this is when mingan nga social worker as enabler. Fourth, crisis intervention approach by Naomi Golan. So there has to be a crisis. First of all, it is an upset in a steady state, an emotional reaction on the part of the individual sa life-threatening event. So ang kaning type of approach is for actively influencing the psychosocial functioning of individuals during a period of acute disequilibrium. So crisis-oriented, time-limited, pinaspasay, usually 2 to 6 weeks duration, and to be really effective, it must be done within 24 to 72 hours after nahitabo. So, unsa may components of a client's situation to determine whether a crisis exists. One, the hazardous event na abay nahitabo nga di maayo. Second, the vulnerable or upset state. So, the individual must be in this state. Third, the precipitating factor or event. Unsa may causes sa hazardous event. Four, state of active crisis. So, nahuman na ang tension, right? And then five, the state of reintegration or reorganization. So, treatment approaches na generic approach and then individual approach, mostly for mental health professionals. So, naapod tayo treatment nga, material arrangement, provision of concrete assistance and services in crisis situations, and then psychosocial tasks. It's more about counseling, dealing with clients' feelings, doubts, and ambivalence. So, treatment technique, number one, sustaining technique. So, with reassurance and encouragement, you lower the person's anxiety and guilt. Second, direct influence. You give advice to them. Third, direct intervention. If na-adyo yung mga threats like suicidal attempts, then you address this. Fourth, reflective discussion techniques. So as the client starts to adjust, you integrate them with their current and recent past situation. The problem-solving model by Helen Harris Perlman. assumes that the person's problem-solving capabilities have been broken down or been impaired. So, na issue sa pagsulbad atong kapasidad niyang makasulbad ta sa atong problema. No? So, ang focus sa treatment sa kaningang approach is ang pagtabang sa tao nga mo go through the scientific, very scientific problem-solving process para maka-act siya and maka-resolve sa problem with only minimum help. So, ang experience of problem solving may be so significant that the client imbibes and transfers the learning to other problems he may encounter in the future, even when the worker is no longer there. So, apparently, if you help the client through this approach, Helen Harris Perlman believes that they can also apply the same thing to future problems, even without your intervention. So, four aspects discussed earlier: person, problem, place, and process. Right. So, six, task-centered model by William Reed and Laura Epstein. This is a technology for alleviating specific target problems perceived by clients. That is, particular problems that clients can recognize, can understand, acknowledge, and the clients personally want to attend to. So, what is a task? It is what the client is to do to alleviate the problem. So, task-centered meaning na ay very specific idea ang client sa kung unsay lang gusto sulbaro, right? And then treatment concentrates on helping the individual clients to achieve specific or limited goals of their own choice within brief and bounded periods of service. So very short term, time limited, very just direct to the point. So brief and time limited, concentrated on alleviating specific problems and tasks are carried out. Okay. So features of the model: assessment, case planning, implement, task largo. Mabilisan. 7, Psychosocial Support by Florence Hollis. So it is based on the Freudian theory of personality, Gestalt theory, systems theory approach. So one of the first models employed was developed by Gordon Hamilton in the Columbia School of Social Work. So according to Ms. Hamilton, treatment here is focused on the individual and their functionality. So gina-assess ang cause and effect relationships between the individual environment and is concerned with the inner realities of the person, his emotional, mental, and social processes, and the social context in which they live. So usually used for clients na may traumatic past. So ang phases kuno aning psychosocial support: initial, you understand the reasons for the contact, establish your relationship, engage the client in treatment, begin the treatment itself, and then psychosocial study. So B, assess the client and their situation. So you assess the client based on the dynamics, examine how different aspects of the client's personality interact. 2, etiological, the cause of the difficulty they are facing. 3, classificatory, to classify various aspects of the client's functioning and his place in the world. So treatment phase: to alleviate the client's distress and decrease the malfunctioning in the person situation system. Now, indirect treatment intervenes directly in the environment. Second, direct, ang indirect imong work sa client himself. So the influence of mind upon mind. So Florence Hollis also developed 6 procedures of intervention. A, sustaining, you must give supportive remarks to your client. B, direct influence, you can give suggestion and advice. C, catharsis or ventilation, you let the client rant, you let them discharge their pent-up feelings and emotionally charged memories. D, reflective consideration of the current person situation configuration. So you help your client understand how they are currently functioning. Okay, and then E, you encourage the client to reflect on the dynamics of their response patterns. Now that you've helped the client understand their response, you also help the client reflect on how do they respond and if it is still a good thing or not. Then F, you encourage the client to think about the development of these response patterns. So perhaps they can tweak it a little bit or improve how they cope to these. 8, functional approach by Virginia Robinson, Jesse Taft, and Ruth Smalley. It is a social casework method for engaging the client in a one-to-one relationship in the use of a social service. So it's focused more on the agency and how they can deliver the help that they can offer. So the focus of the intervention is delivery of service to the client. So mo ni ang pinaka-common nga gamit nga methods sa Philippines. So, characteristics of this approach: 1, psychology of growth. you see human beings as capable of modifying both himself and his environment. Two, purpose of the agency ang magsilbing guide sa social worker sa iyang silbi. And then three, social work is viewed as a helping process sa pamaagi niini magamit sa agency ang ilahang service. Okay? So 9, behavior modification by behaviorists Skinner, Pavlov, and Watson. So it is helping clients learn new behaviors and eliminating problematic ways of behaving. So 9 element. First, ang target behavior. Kasi gusto niyo may tabo sa client. Second, antecedent behavior. So may behavior prior sa pag-usab. 3, consequent behavior. Sa behavior after sa pag-usab. So techniques, natin classical and operant conditioning. Reinforcement, so pag-strengthen sa behavior. 3, punishment, pag-remove sa behavior. 4, extinction, ang pag-withdraw sa whatever causes the behavior. Okay? So ang roles of social worker ani direct modifier, behavior instigator, and teacher. 10th model, family intervention. So ginagamit nimo ang family sa pag-address sa issue sa individual. Very simple. 11, case management. So social work case management is a method and approach of providing services whereby a professional social worker assesses the needs of the client and the family when appropriate and arranges, coordinates, monitors, evaluates, and advocates for a package of multiple services. So, superwoman, kaya niya lahat. 12, intersectionality perspective to social work practice. Recognizes ang intersection sa race, class, and gender, sexual orientation, and other factors in the lives of the clients affects how we navigate the service jungle. 13, eclectic approach. It means taking ideas from several theories and combining them to produce a style of work that suits the agency and the capabilities and preferences of social workers. 4th step, finally, evaluation. So after you have done your intervention, you must collect data about the outcomes of the programs and actions that you have done relative or in reference to the goals and objectives you set prior to implementation. So sa social work, ang evaluation kay continuous ni siya nga process. Dili ni siya one time lang. The worker keeps on gathering data kay i-check niya kung nag-align pa ba ta sa ato ang objectives. And the issue nga atong gi-check through sa evaluation is ang efficiency and effectiveness. Efficiency, paspas ra ba ta or hinay ra pud kayo? Effectiveness, may nangyayari ba? So, ang outcome evaluation is i-question ang worker's intervention naka-create ba og change sa client. So, focus siya sa client. Ang process evaluation, i-evaluate ang method, skills, techniques, and resources nga gigamit sa social worker. 5, termination ang last nga step. So, pag human sa evaluate, matanaw naman na sa social worker kung kailangan pa ba ta mo padayon or terminate na. Kung ang end goal nga atong giset sa planning phase na-achieve na gani, then pwede na ta mag-terminate. Otherwise, if ang case puting hinaya, why kausaban, it's either you decide nga i-continue ninyo, then basin na lang mo need i-adapt nga changes, or i-terminate yun siya overall. Kaya wala na po talagang nangyayari. Waste of resources na dyan siya. So, unsa may possible reasons nga nang i-terminate na? First, kung ang goal nga giset ninyo na-achieve. Second, when after a reasonable period of time, wala joy movement or gamay na joy movement. 3, kung ang client naka-think na okay na ang nabuhat sa worker, no, kaya na nila. 4, when an agency does not have the resources needed. Okay? 5, when the system outside the client makes it difficult for the client na ipadayon ang relationship. And then 6, when for one reason or another, muhawa ang worker. Okay? So, unsa may components of termination sa disengagement? 1, denial. Basig di pa naganahan ang client nga mag-undang mo. Second, emotional reaction. Mahadlok ang client nga basig di na nila kaya kung wala ka. 3, bargaining. Mag-negotiate pa sila nga miss, basig pwede pa mag-extend. 4, depression. Mag-uol na gyud in town sila. And then 5, acceptance nga kaya na nila. Okay? So, what are the tools for social work? So, before that, let's ask ourselves, what is a tool? It is anything regarded as necessary in the carrying out of one's occupation or profession. So, kanang kinahanglanon na to. So, 1, interviewing. Need yun sa social worker nga kamao mo interview. This is the set of verbal and non-verbal interactions with the main purpose of gathering information. So, When we conduct intake, we are doing interviews. And we are basing our assessment not just on what the client says, but on how the client acts as well. You need skills in listening, interpreting, and asking questions that elicit, clarify, and elaborate the problem if needed. So when we have an interview questionnaire, sometimes we have to rephrase the questions within it para makakuha ta sa answer na gusto nato without necessarily being direct about it. Because sometimes the question may sound rude if you just straight up ask, for example, are there anybody that used drugs in your home? So of course, ang tao, mingon dyan na wa, right? But if you can change the way you interview, you can get that information. Second, discussion. As a social worker, you need to be able to be good at discussing a type of informal conversation in which each individual in the group contributes and participates in decision making. 3, referral. Tools na sa social work na ang client i-help nimo nga move on sa another resource if wala ninyo. 4, case recording. Considered as an indirect tool of social work intervention. So, mo ni siya magawas ang documentation na to, mag-provide the detailed account of what took place, what transpired from beginning to end, para ma-evaluate na to ang ato ang case. With that, what are the skills for social work? This is the social worker's capacity to set in motion with a client the interventive processes of change. Skills as a result of the 3 internal processes. 1, conscious selection of knowledge. Dapat ang social worker kibaw sa ilang knowledge theories gigamit. 2, fusion of the knowledge with your social work values. And 3, expression of this fusion in professional relevant activity. So according to Naomi Brill, these are the skills for social work. So 1, differential diagnosis. Dapat ang worker na ay skill mo understand nga ang person unique. Okay? So ang actual nga activity na ay principle of individualization. Second skill, timing sa worker. Kabalo mo timing, mo set ang worker sa pace or tempo nga isuot sa client na dili pud paspas, dili pud hinay ra pud kaayo. 3, focusing. So ability sa worker nga mo concentrate together with the client sa ilang efforts on unsay mga needed nga i-address. 4, partialization. Skill sa worker nga mo assess sa katibukan sa problem o pagbuak-buak ani para ma-manage siya. 5, structuring. Ability, capacity sa worker nga mo determine sa setting og boundaries nga conducive sa trabaho. Dapat flexible ka. 6, case management. Refers to the manner and timing and coordination in the delivery of social services. 7, establishing partnership. You must have skills in engagement, empathy, communication, and observation. And then, part ani sa engagement, mo ni ang period nga ang worker makarelate na siya sa task nga iyang ginabuhat na nay personal element ani. B, empathy, ability sa worker nga ibutang ang iyang kagalingon sa sapatos sa iyahang kliyente. C, communication, abilidad nga mo communicate, mo express ang worker sa iyang thoughts and ideas. And then D, observation, pagbantay-bantay o pag-obserbar sa mga verbal o non-verbal communicated cues sa client. So, social work techniques. Let's discuss it in a bit. We have small talk. So, any inconsequential conversation, mga ginagmay lang nga istorya, pangumusta here and there, usually used to break the ice. 2, support through ventilation. So, you let the client vent, you encourage them, you uphold them, let them rant about whatever it is they want to rant. You can bring to the surface feelings and attitudes that they have. 3, reassurance and installation of hope. Always tell your client nga kaya nila to. But also, avoid giving messianic complex by saying, I can do it for you, that everything is possible. Okay, so reassure them enough that they will be hopeful, but also don't give false promises. 4, exploration. You elicit necessary information to bring out details about experiences as the client perceives them. Okay, to examine the feelings connected to the relationships and experiences. Okay, and then you clarify. Number 5, it is to make a point understandable. So ensure nga kamong duha sa imong client nakasinabot mo sa unsa inyong problema. Okay, so 6, education and advice. So formerly called advice giving and counseling. You can also offer suggestions to clients. Okay? And then 7, universalization. Utilize the commonality of human experiences na i-relate in town na dili na sila ang nag-iisang nagkakaroon ng problema sa mundo. 8, reward and punishment. So, pwede nimo i-reward ang client if na sila mabot na maayo. Pwede po nimo sila not necessarily punish, but sanction for any misbehavior. 9, role rehearsal and demonstration. Pwede mo mag-simulate, mag-role play mo. And then 10, confront. Sometimes you really have to tell your client any hard facts of the case. If you really have to. 11, conflict. You can also use conflict, no? To help the client deal with the conflict within and outside of themselves. So 12, manipulation. You have skillful management of events. Manipulate constructively and positively, but you do not exploit. Okay? 13, andragogy, the art and science of working with older persons, learning through the use of group dynamics. And then 14, conscientization by Paulo Freire. It means the awakening of the person's positive self-concept. So you liberate them, you let them gain consciousness and critical awareness of their own reality. So praxis, action, reflection, and then action again. So what are the 2 useful tools for assessment in casework? Number 1, eco-map or ecological map. Kini nga diagram nagpakita sa mga relationships sa social o personal, sa individual, sa iyang environment. So nang individual sa tunga, and then makita nimo ang iyang mga relationships sa iyang family, friends, any other significant people, systems that they are part of. And how strong, stressful, tenuous, broken ba ni nga mga relationships, influences nila, etc., etc. And then second, ang genogram. So it's more pathological, but it is a visual tool nga makatabang sa client o clinician makasabot sa perceived identity sa client sa ilang family dynamics and patterns of behavior. So, according to Florence Hollis, unsa may major processes sa casework? Number 1, environmental modification. Usba ang environment nga naa sa client, okay? By the worker's direct action. Second, psychological support. You encourage the client to talk freely and express their feelings. So, express sympathetic and understanding of the client's feelings and acceptance of their behavior. Third, clarify. Directed towards increasing the ego's ability to see external realities more realistically. So, but also you acknowledge the client, okay? 4, insight development. Carrying an understanding of the situation to a deeper level more than clarification. Okay? So you let the client also reflect. Oops, that's it. So that is working with individuals and families.